Today we will review how to fix or adjust your parking brake before you really need to use it out on the trail. Or you may have to rely on Bronco brakes. Let's start by testing your parking brake. Put your Jeep into neutral. When you pull up the brake, is there any resistance? Do you start rolling? Your parking brake lines may have come loose. That's where we will check first. They are under your center console. We will remove the 2 screws on either side of the rear of the console. Use a screwdriver to pop the screw cover off and remove the bolt with a 10mm socket. Do the same for the other side. Once both screws have been removed, we can tip the center console forward and put a wood block under one side to give us space to access the parking brake cables and equalizer bracket. The Gladiator and Wrangler are very similar setups. Let's take a look underneath to see if we have made enough room to get our socket under the console. Now we can see the parking brake cables and the equalizer bracket. Both cables should be in the bracket. For the Gladiator, we can see the left side has come loose. This is why our parking brake isn't working. We will use the 10mm socket and loosen the nut to give us room to put the cable back in the bracket. Once we have both cables in the bracket, we can proceed to adjust the brake shoes on the rear wheels. This is a good time to adjust them to make sure they are very close to the rotor but not touching. This will reduce the stress on the cables to keep from over-tightening the cables. We will start by spinning the wheel to feel and listen for any rubbing. We can adjust the brake shoes by accessing the star wheel from a small port on the back of the wheel assembly. Just remove the rubber stopper. Today, we are going to remove the rotor so it is easier to see and also allows us to inspect and clean the brakes. This is the star wheel that expands and loosens the brake shoes. We will turn it clockwise on the driver's side to expand the shoes and cause resistance on the rotor. After adjusting a few clicks, put the rotor back on and spin the rotor to listen and feel for resistance. Continue to adjust the star wheel, expanding until you feel and hear the resistance. Once you have resistance, you know the shoes are touching the rotor, and you can then loosen the star wheel until you are free spinning. Do the same method on the passenger side. Tightening and loosening the star wheel is reversed on the passenger side. You will notice the star wheel is on the bottom, so counterclockwise to tighten and clockwise to loosen. The goal is to get the shoes very close to but not touching the rotors. This will reduce wear on the brake cables. When you have your rotor off, it is a good time to clean your brakes. Get all the mud out and inspect the parking brake shoe pads. Once you have resistance on the rotor when spinning, you can now loosen the shoes little by little until you are free spinning again. My brakes are pretty muddy. I will clean all this out off camera. The goal is to get the shoes very close to but not touching the rotors. This will reduce wear on the brake cables. Now that we have the brake shoes adjusted, we can go back and set the tension on the equalizer bracket. With the shoes adjusted and some tension on the equalizer bracket, we will test our parking brake clicks. We test our free spinning. You should not have resistance when the parking brake is not engaged. If you do have tension, your equalizer bracket is too tight. First test after free spinning. Pull up 3 clicks. Test your resistance to your spinning. You now should have some resistance but still be able to spin. Once you have your tension set for 3 clicks, we can now move to a 4-click test. With 4 clicks, there should be significant resistance but still able to turn. And finally, the 5-click test. With 5 clicks, the wheel should be firmly locked in place. During these tests, continue to tighten and loosen your equalizer nut to get the tension in the right zone. Now let's test with the weight of the vehicle. Put the Jeep in neutral and set the park brake. Pulling up the brake now stops the vehicle from rolling. Release the brake and you should roll. You are ready to get back out on the trail.